Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Blue Monkey and today we're going to be talking about 5 more reasons to play Hunter. As if the first 5 I gave you weren't enough, am I right? And by the way, if you want to check out the first 5 reasons I gave you, I will put a card at the end of this video if you want to check that out. So it's a pretty self-explanatory video, so I guess I don't need to do any more on the intro. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. But before we do, guys, leave me a like on the video. It does help me out a ton. And if you want to see new videos like this every single week, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's go. So the first reason that I have for you today to play Hunter is going to be that it comes with 3 DPS specs. Now you might think that's a bad thing, and for some people, to be fair, it will be. But for those die-hard DPS players like me, it is so convenient to be able to have 3 specs that I can toggle between when I'm getting bored of one. This means that I don't have to level an entire other character. It means that I don't have to go through all the bullshit that comes with getting another character up to level 60 and choosing a covenant and getting your item level back up and all that crap. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun. That's why we play the game, right? We want to level up, we want to get our eye level up, we want to make gains in the game. It's fun. But when you're just looking for a change of pace and you want to stay playing the content that you're currently playing, it's super helpful. And not only that, but each of these 3 specs plays so differently. And that is actually gonna be my point number 2. Not only do the specs play differently, but there is a spec for each level of player experience. Beast Mastery is a really simple spec to play, but in my opinion, it is the best spec to play if you're learning the game for the first time. This is a spec that teaches you how spells interact with each other on a fundamental level, with Barb Shot reducing the cooldown on your Bestial Wrath and Cobra Shot reducing your cooldown on Kill Command. It becomes obvious and natural which buttons to press. It's also uninhibited by channeled cast times, which makes it a very friendly spec to use in raids and dungeons where AoE attacks are frequent. And in my opinion, BM plays like a melee DPS, but with range. And what's not to love about that, right? Now, Marksmanship is gonna be, for lack of a better term, your normal difficulty spec, right? So it's gonna play more like a caster with a mix of instance, channeled, moving, and stationary casts. And at the moment, it's no secret that Marksmanship is doing very well. Very well, and I expected to see a nerf, but instead BM and Survival both got buffed, but that's a topic for another video. But what I'm getting at here is that if you do have a little bit of experience with the game and you just want to try out a new class and you want to go out there and you want to start shredding, Marksmanship is going to be your best friend. It's not as easy to learn as BM, but it's still very friendly to new MM players. And if you've been a caster in the past and you want to transition to a hunter, this is going to be a good spec for you to kind of bridge that gap. Now, again, for lack of a better term, Survival is going to be like your hard difficulty spec, and in my opinion, it doesn't play like anything else in the game. It's kind of like a hybrid ranged melee spec, but it is classified technically as a melee spec, and in my opinion, it has just the right amount of RNG. Now, some people don't like RNG in their class at all. I think it's fun. I think it creates a need to adapt, but one that doesn't feel like a speed bump or a roadblock. So the Wildfire Infusion talent covers your Wildfire bombs with one of 3 randomly rotating coatings, each of which will change the way that you perform your rotation. Now, it does randomly rotate which bomb you have, but it will never roll with the same bomb twice. Now, there's another talent that you can and should take if you're playing Survival, and that talent's going to be called Guerrilla Tactics, which gives you 2 charges of Wildfire Bomb. This is the spec that I've been on for a while now, and it's just so damn fun. First of all, like I said, it's a melee DPS spec. However, most of your spells you can actually use from range. So you can throw all your dots on your enemies before you even physically engage. But with your disengage and your harpoon, combined with the fact that half of your main damage rotation is going to be usable from range, it creates this fun jump in, jump out damage rotation that feels really mobile and really ninja-like, I guess. I don't know. There's just no other way to describe it. I don't want to blow Survival up too much in this video, though. So we're going to end point 2 at that and move on to point 3, which is that your pets can damage while you're CC'd and while you're feigned deft. So this is really useful, especially if you're soloing content, because if you're about to die and you don't have your exhilaration cooldown and you're like, you literally have no other option, you can feign death and your pet will continue to attack the target. Now, your pet might die, granted, but depending on what pet you're taking, and that's kind of, you know, what this entire channel is built on, is what type of pet to take in the content that you're playing. If you are interested in that, dropping a sub down below could very well change the way you play Hunter. But what I'm saying is that if you have a tanky pet and you're gonna die, you can feign death, your pet will keep attacking, and the encounter won't stop. And you can sit there and wait for your exhilaration cooldown to be ready to use, pop that exhilaration, get back in the fight. Now in PvP is a whole nother story, because if you get stunned, if you get snared, if you get rooted, if you get whatever, right? If you're stuck in one spot and you can't attack, guess who's not? Unless you and your pet fall under the effects of something like mass entanglement, more often than not, when your enemy CCs you, your pets are still gonna keep doing damage. Not only, obviously, is that gonna reduce their health, it's going to fight against any self-healing that they might be trying to get off while you're stunned or while you're CC'd. It's gonna keep pressure on it. Like, seriously, your pets keep pressure on your enemies. And I'm sure if you've gone up against a hunter that knows what they're doing, then you've experienced that. And really importantly, this is going to prevent your enemies from leaving combat. Now, I know rogues and feral druids under certain circumstances can stealth while in combat, but this is just that extra little thing that's going to stop your opponent from making some of the moves that they normally would against somebody who's not using a pet. Now, in my last video, one of my points was one ability and one ability only, and I'm going to do the same thing here with Eagle Eye. Such an underrated ability, guys. Such an underrated ability. And if I'm not mistaken, no other class has an ability like it. If you don't know, Eagle Eye basically allows you to scout out different areas of the map, kind of like you're sending an eagle out and looking through its eyes. Now, this is going to be great for monitoring the flow of battle in battlegrounds. You can call inks for your team when you're not even there. Plus, if you use the macro /cast Eagle Eye, it will literally allow you to continuously cast Eagle Eye from your Eagle Eye's point of view, so you can just go out these massively far distances. Now, this ability is available to all specs, and honestly, I have only just now started using it to my advantage, and since I had to talk about it in the video. Now, number 5, and a very important one, hunters are the fastest levelers. Now, I'm not saying they get more experience than anybody, but if you're leveling a hunter, you're going to want to be playing Beastmastery, not only for the ability to use exotic pets and their exotic abilities, which can be very, very helpful to you when you're doing your solo content, i.e. leveling, but also because, like I said at the beginning of this video, Beastmaster doesn't have any cast time. You can stay moving while in combat. Combined with the fact that your pet can take all of the aggro for you, you can do these massive pulls, kill all your enemies, all without stopping for combat. You can literally keep moving to your new quest destination as you are completing the objectives to, kill this many of this enemy and then go kill this boss. Like, you can just basically walk straight to the boss and kill enemies on your way without having to stop. It just makes the questing experience so much faster. Like, you have absolutely no idea. Quick and easy video for you guys today. I tried to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. If you like what you saw here, be sure to leave me a like down below. And if you want to see my video that's going to be going up next week, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm Blue Monkey, and I will see you then. Peace.